Hey Libra, welcome to your weekly forecast for August 23rd through the 29th. We're going to check in and see what's happening in the week ahead with this deck here. And since I didn't have a chance to do love readings for August, we're going to pull some love and romance messages from this deck here towards the end. So without further ado, my darlings, let's connect here and see what's going on for Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, since we are going to be incorporating some love and romance this week. Let's see what's going on for Libra. I am setting the intention for a 7-day period. However, don't you worry your pretty little head. You have stumbled upon this video whenever you were meant to, whenever you are ready to hear the messages. They are general readings. Not every single message will resonate. So take what does, leave the rest. All right, Libra, let's get right on into this and see what is going on for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right. So the first card coming up here, my dears, is the Emperor, okay? This could be both Aries and Scorpio energies. There could be a strong Aries or Scorpio influence as you're coming into the week ahead. If you have an Aries or Scorpio placement, there could be really big changes happening in that area of your life. Now, Zodiac aside, this is a major arcana card. When the major arcana cards come up, we're coming into a new chapter. We're coming into a very defining moment in our life. Something we came here to experience. Something we came here to master or to conquer. So there's a sense of an upgrade of energy when the major arcana cards come up. Now, with the Emperor, this is an energy of foundation, of discipline, of focus, of structure. Okay, so some of you are getting really serious about how you're approaching your life and how you're approaching your future plans. You're getting down to the business of it and you're making things happen. I feel like some of you are thinking very seriously about retirement and wanting to have a very high level of security. And so a lot of you, I feel, maybe are taking on a lot in a very short period of time, because you're pushing something or rushing something to establish this foundation, to establish the security for the future. Now, the Emperor can also indicate energy of aloofness or somebody who might be a little aloof towards us. So if you're dealing with an Emperor person, understand and know that this aloofness is not something that you're going to be able to get this person to change, right? Sometimes we think, oh, well, you know what? Maybe this person just doesn't love me enough, or maybe this person just doesn't trust me enough, and I'm going to win them over and this wall is going to come down. And this could be you and your energy, Libra. It could be you and your energy. And so maybe you're like saying, well, I wish I wasn't this way, but this is a situation in which, a way in which somebody is wired. Emperor needs a lot of space. Emperor needs a lot of alone time. Emperor can be very passionate, very loving, very affectionate, but also is going to need space and alone time. So some of you might be coming into some kind of a relationship or partnership where things are flowing very well, but there's a distance. And so if there's a distance, understand and know that this is maybe the way that this person is wired, and it's not anything against you. Another area or another message here with the Emperor can be fatherhood or father energy. Some of you might be receiving messages from a father or father figure who has passed on. Some of you may be embracing or stepping into fatherhood or father energy, and then some of you may be kind of processing some father issues. There could be an element of father and father energy with the Emperor as well, because it's a general reading and you guys are going to be in different, spots on the road to your journey. People are in different places. It's going to apply to you guys in different ways. So I try to go over the different ways or the different meanings of the card, the different layers. But this is a defining moment, okay, because it is major arcana. As I'm looking at this also, I feel for some reason some of you are really kind of in this heavy energy. I almost want to say dark, but I don't mean it in a negative or evil way. I just kind of feel like there's this shadow work. There's things coming to the surface, like this anger, this frustration, this, maybe disappointment in people from the past. And I feel that you're taking it and you're channeling it into building and creating something for your future. Whereas maybe in the past you would have sabotaged yourself, or maybe you would have acted out and been reckless or been destructive in some kind of way. But in this energy with the Emperor, you're taking these heavy feelings and you're using them to better your life. I'm hearing living is the best revenge. And I feel like some of you are coming into this mentality and you're setting up some really big things for your future. As these heavy feelings are coming to the surface, you're channeling them into positive change. The next card that's coming up here for you, Libra. Ooh, I just burned myself on my incense. I better be more careful. Is the Three of Pentacles. So Three of Pentacles has a lot to do here in terms of laying down groundwork and establishing foundations. And so that goes along with the energy that was coming up from the Emperor here. Three of Pentacles can also be sometimes in a work situation. You might kind of have noticed like they're paying attention to you. They're maybe asking you to go help in a different department, or, go grab a notebook and sit next to this person and take notes and watch what they're doing. And you might be like, what's going on? Are they not happy with me? Are they trying to move me around? Am I not doing a good job? They see your potential and they're trying to get a better understanding of where's going to be a good place to put you, where they're going to get the most out of you, where you're going to be the happiest, what's going to be a good fit for everybody. So there's plans for you. Maybe some of you have a business and there's somebody that you're looking at and you're like, oh, I got plans for this person. I'm seeing potential here. So there could be something here in terms of establishing a new foundation, building upon that foundation, a sense of mentoring or mentorship. For some of you, the Emperor is not you. For some of you in a work situation, somebody is seeing you and is like, you know what? There's potential in Libra. I'm going to help Libra out. I'm going to mentor Libra. I'm going to take Libra under my wing and show them the way, show them the ropes. So there could be here that somebody has taken a personal interest in you, has good intentions towards you, and is wishing to help you get ahead in your life. Okay. Some of you feel like you have a lot of success and you're wanting to pay it forward. So maybe you are reaching out to somebody as like wanting to be a mentor. The roles can be reversed here, but I'm feeling that kind of energy. I know a lot of you are looking at the Three of Pentacles in terms of love and romance. I'm feeling that vibe, especially since I said I was going to cover love. Some of you are like, kind of like, well, it's all love. It's all about love. And the Emperor means I'm going to have a baby. And I just kind of feel the energy coming into the reading. I just want to say something about the Three of Pentacles in terms of a love situation. In terms of a love situation, you might be in a situation where this person's checking off all your boxes. You're checking off all their boxes. It's like everything. It's like, okay, everything on the checklist, check, check, check. This looks really good. But Three of Pentacles, it's like, it's not time just yet to, rush into something super serious or super final. It's kind of like, well, I've had disappointments in the past, or people have let me down in the past, or people have pretended to be some way, and then the true colors have come out. So with the Three of Pentacles, it's more like, let's just really go really slow here. Let's go slow. Let's make sure that we're on the same page. Let's make sure we want the same things. Let's make sure that we work well together. So it looks good and it's promising. Sometimes people get this mindset that if somebody's not moving as quickly as they want, that they're not serious about you. But this is more like proceeding with caution, because this is someone that wants stability, that wants permanence, that doesn't want to go into something if it's going to end up being a breakup. And so they're taking their time going into it, trying to make sure that everything is on the up and up, that everything is going to be good, that everything is in agreement. So don't take slow movement as lack of interest. Don't take slow movement as like not being serious about you. On the contrary, it's like, let's not rush this to make sure that it goes well or it works out. So I wanted to put that out there for those of you that are really looking in terms of love. Next card coming up here is King of Cups. Again, a lot of people watch tarot for love readings, and King of Cups gets typecast as, husband, marriage, father, Emperor also has that element of father. So there's a lot of father energy in here. A lot of father energy coming through. King of Cups is also going to be a symbol of generosity, abundance, emotional intimacy, emotional depth. So maybe some of you are stepping into emotional intimacy. It doesn't have to be romantic, but maybe you're getting to the point where you're wanting to let people in. Some of you are feeling like you have had a lot of experiences and you're realizing that you may be this fountain of knowledge. And so you may be generous with your time, your stories, your experiences. I just feel like some of you are wanting to pass on your experiences and knowledge to help others. I'm feeling the sense of like mentorship. Now, the King of Cups comes up for me in readings outside of love and romance in the sense of balancing our generosity. So Libra, you may have been in a situation in the past where when things were good for you and when blessings came in for you, you were very generous. And what ended up happening is you got burned. You ended up dealing with people who just took and took and took and took and took and stabbed you in the back. And then you may have come into a time where you said, you know what? People are terrible. They're lousy. I learned my lesson. Nobody's getting crap from me anymore. Nobody's getting a dime from me anymore. And then people are like, oh, Libra, you're so selfish. Oh, Libra, you're such a user. Oh, Libra, you're so cheap. So it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You can't win, right? When you try to be there for people and be a nice person, they take advantage. When you try to protect yourself, they want to come and say you're selfish and stingy and greedy. King of Cups can come up when we're balancing that generosity, because the King of Cups is very generous, but he's also nobody's fool. Okay, he's not going to get taken advantage of. And the King of Cups is selective in when he's generous, who he's generous with, and there's an understanding. You have to come at King of Cups with a certain level of respect, right? I kind of give the example of the King of Cups that might be a very generous but firm and tough father, right? Like, you might want to borrow the car for the weekend because you want to go out with your buddies. And he's like, okay, well, you need to do these chores. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to make sure that you wash the car. There better be gas in it when it comes back. You need to be home by a certain time. It's like, I will give you this, but there's expectations. And so Libra, I feel like a lot of you are getting better at communicating what those expectations are, right? You might feel like you can be somebody's best friend or their worst nightmare. Right? You can be the answer to their prayer, or you can be like the worst possible situation. I don't know why I'm just feeling this energy from you, right? And it could be because some of you are frustrated from past experiences. But I feel with the King of Cups, you guys are getting better at balancing that generosity and making sure that people are coming at you with the right respect. Okay? I also feel here with the Emperor card and the King of Cups, there's a sense of like the way in which you're exerting your authority. Libra, I think some of you have come across as very intimidating, and I think you kind of like that. But I feel here with the King of Cups, like some of you are learning to tone it down a little bit. Like the Emperor is still there. You can still bring out the Emperor when you need to, but you're realizing that you don't have to come at there with that Emperor energy 24/7. You can keep it at King of Cups. And if somebody's coming at you a certain kind of way, you can escalate it to Emperor. But you don't have to be Emperor. You don't have to let everybody know you're Emperor all the time. I hope that makes sense. That's the best way that I can articulate what I'm feeling in the energy. I just feel like some of you are realizing you're a lot more powerful than you realized, and you're realizing that you come across a lot more bold than you realized, and some of you are learning to dial that back, right? You can keep that more, badass energy in the back pocket, and you can bring it out when you need to, but you don't need to be like in your face 24/7 with it. So I feel like there's like a sense of like dialing something back here. I also feel some of you are feeling the need to protect someone or something. I just feel like there's this nurturing, protective energy in you coming to the surface. And again, it's kind of softening you or bringing a little bit more compassion, a little bit more understanding. The way that you're dealing with people is changing. Something is happening to open up the heart chakra here, and there's a sense of firmness, power, strength, but you're bringing in a level of gentleness. You're bringing in a level of compassion in the way that you're dealing with others and the way that you're moving forward out into the world. Your next card here, Libra, is the Five of Swords. Now, the Five of Swords is a harsh energy, right? We talked about gentleness here with the King of Cups, but we also talked about establishing these boundaries in terms of I can be there for you, I can help you, I can be generous towards you, but these are my expectations. And for some of you, there are people that are not going to be honoring those expectations and aren't going to be honoring those boundaries. And so Five of Swords can be the burning of bridges. Five of Swords can be like you're shutting them down. Like, I made myself clear, you don't want to hear it, bye, you don't have to be in my life. So some of you may be in the energy of wanting to burn bridges. Keep in mind, we are coming out in this reading, by the time you're watching this reading, we're coming out of the energy of the full moon on the 22nd. And the full moon is a time when a lot of things come to the surface that need to be released. And so the release that you're having in this full moon cycle, Libra, for some of you, it's eliminating people from your life. And I feel for you, you're seeing specifically who was nice to you because they thought they were going to get something from you. And when they're not getting what they wanted, they're like, you know, like talking negatively, or they're saying things that's kind of triggering you or hurting your feelings, and you don't have the patience for it. You're like, you know what, if that's how you're going to be, you clearly don't have respect for me. You clearly were in my life for the wrong motivations or the wrong reasons, and some of you are going to be burning bridges in the process. Now, one more warning I have to give about the Five of Swords before I move on. The Five of Swords sometimes comes up for me when you're dealing with a person who knows exactly what to say to push your buttons. They know exactly what your insecurities are and the way that you don't want to feel, and they know what button to push to get you to feel that way, to make you do what they want you to do. So for example, maybe you feel horrible when people accuse you of being selfish, and so they want you to spend more time with them or give them money or whatever. And when you don't, they're like, oh my gosh, Libra, you're so selfish. You only think about yourself. You're always like this. And they push that button, they push that trigger so that you'll go, no, I'm not selfish. No, I'm so sorry. I'm going to spend time with you. Or, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to give you that money. Like, they make you feel that way that you don't want to feel to get you to give them what they want you to give them. When you find yourself getting triggered like that, take a moment, if you can, to step away from the conversation and do a little bit of journaling, right? For some of you, this person is doing it in a more passive-aggressive way. But when you catch yourself feeling bad about yourself or guilty or angry, take a step aside and journal. What happened? Who was involved? What did they say? What did they do? How did it make me feel? How did it set me off? Why did it set me off? Who else in my life before in the past has made me feel this way before? Go as far back as you can remember. Some of you might be surprised. It might take you back to something that happened with your parents when you were 2 or 3 years old. It may go back very, very early. But write it out. Okay, here's the thing that I remember when I felt this way. I don't like feeling this way. Write it out. Next thing you're going to journal or write out, why do I think they made me feel this way? Like, why do I think they did this? Why do I think they wanted me to feel this way? Why might they have done it? Write that out. Then write out anything you want to forgive yourself for or release yourself for. Maybe a part of you is blaming yourself for some kind of an incident. Well, that wouldn't have happened if I had behaved right, or that wouldn't have happened if I was more competent, or I'm such an idiot for trusting, or whatever it is that you might be beating yourself up about. Take a moment to release that. Forgive yourself, release it. Take a moment and write out and release the person that triggered you. In the modern moment and in the past moment. And then write out towards the end how you're choosing to see yourself and feel about the situation from now on moving forward. If you can do this, you're going to deactivate the trigger. So it doesn't matter if it's this person or somebody else. They can look for that trigger all day. They can push that button all day. They're not going to get a rise out of you. They're not going to get a reaction out of you because that trigger no longer works. They're not going to have that power or that control over your emotions or, to manipulate you into getting you to do what they want you to do. I know it might seem like a lot of work, and I know it might not be a pleasant writing exercise, but if you can do this, you're going to find that you're going to have less and less triggers. Okay. Now, one thing I would encourage you to do, those of you who are burning a bridge, really, really do take a step aside and try to do that writing exercise before you burn the bridge. Because I just feel like, not that you're going to regret it, but I just kind of feel like the process will go easier for you if you do that. I feel for some of you, you might need to burn these bridges, yes, but you might be dealing with some unstable people that aren't just going to be able to walk away. Like they're going to be so indignant when you go off on them or you drop the mic on them in that way where it kind of escalates into drama. Whereas you can diffuse the situation and cut the person out of your life in a more calm, more peaceful way where it doesn't have to be drama, right? Up to you what you want to do, but that's just a little bit of advice from my end. We're going to see what's happening here with love and romance. Now, some of you may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign. If this is none of those, some weeks it might resonate more than your sun sign. It might add a little extra information that could be helpful. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you want to go to calendly.com/amethystangel, you can schedule a private reading with me there. But let's see what's going on with love and romance for Libra. One more little card here. That doesn't feel right. All right, so the first card here is the Page of Wands, okay? This could be a younger fire sign. It doesn't have to be a fire sign, but it could be a fire sign. Fire sign is going to be Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. This could just in general be a very ambitious, very bold, very adventurous person. They could be younger than you, or they could just be youthful in spirit. It doesn't have to be a fire sign. With the Page of Wands, though, we might catch ourselves wanting to get carried away or lost in this person or lost in this situation. And even though it's nice to have a sense of adventure, we're being reminded still not to lose our I wanted to say not to lose our logic, but I was about to say not to lose our magic. So I don't know what that's about. It might mean something for somebody out there. But, maybe for some of you, it's like you feel like you're losing your magic because maybe this person is, maybe this person's confusing you a little bit. Maybe this person is like, you're having a hard time, figuring them out or labeling them, or you don't feel like you have the same power over this person that you might over other people. Maybe that's why I said you're worried about losing your magic. But overall, Page of Wands is feisty, adventurous, very bold. And so this could be a very fun person. But we don't want to abandon logic, and we don't want to get carried away in that connection. Now, Page of Wands for me a lot of the times also comes up when we might be going through a second adolescence. So this could be the kind of relationship or connection where we're feeling like a teenager again, right? We're feeling like very youthful, like we're having fun, we're finding ourselves, we're discovering ourselves, we're figuring out what we like and what we're into and who we are. So there could be a sense of like, just a very exciting connection that makes you just feel like you're getting your fire back. Maybe some of you haven't had your fire in a really long time, and Page of Wands can be feeling like you're getting that fire back. I do feel for some of you, you are dealing with a younger person that maybe has a lot of, fun, playful energy. There might even be like a lusty energy about them. They might not be on your level though, and that might be frustrating for some of you. And you may be trying to decide, like, do you want to do this or do you not want to do this? This person may not be as experienced as you are, okay? Or it could be roles reversed here. And so that could be like a challenge that needs to be overcome. if you decide that you want to overcome it. But I do feel like some of you are looking at it or seeing it as a challenge, or they're seeing you as a challenge if you're the one who's not as experienced. And so there may be this feeling of like breaking somebody in, kind of like I'm seeing like a wild horse at like a rodeo that's like bucking people off, and you're like, nope, I'm gonna ride that horse, I'm gonna master that horse. I feel like some of you are seeing it as like this this challenge. The next card coming up here, Libra, is the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles can be concerns or worries about finances and money. This could be an aspect here in the relationship. There could be some sacrifice that someone is making for the sake of this relationship or connection. So maybe somebody is quitting a job or making some kind of a change, or maybe this person is concerned about their financial independence. Page of Wands is going to be a very feisty, very independent energy. This person might be afraid of losing their independence. And so if you're feeling like maybe they're not letting you in entirely, that could be why. Maybe they're just kind of like scared of losing independence or losing, you know, what they've worked for in their life. Five of Pentacles can be career changes, can be self-employment. Some of you may be meeting somebody through a path of self-employment, or some of you may have like these concerns or worries that, you know, maybe this person's not going to want you because your money's not exactly where you want it to be right now. But the thing about the Five of Pentacles is when we're in the Five of Pentacles energy, sometimes I refer to Five of Pentacles as the Wizard of Oz card, right? Dorothy's lost. She's out there. She's like trying to find a way. And she meets this very unlikely group of characters who are like become her best friends, who become soul family. Like they go through all these things together and they look out for each other. So Five of Pentacles is when we find true blue friends. Five of Pentacles is when we find loyal people. Five of Pentacles is that ride or die energy. They're not in your life because of what you can give them or what you can do for them. They're in your life because they want to be there for you. And so a lot of you are learning or manifesting a sense of loyalty in your love life unlike anything you've ever experienced before, because you've been made to feel like, well, you have to measure up and you have to give and you have to do this and you have to do that. Five of Pentacles energy is, I don't want anything from you but your company. I don't want anything from you but your time. I don't want anything from you but the memories. And so that might be very refreshing, but also it could be a little bit scary sometimes, depending on how you feel and how ready you are to let people or situations in. Some of you might be feeling shut out by a person. And if you are feeling shut out by a person, this person just might have a lot of fears about their future and their independence. I just feel for some reason there's this concern for some of you. This could be the case if you are a very alpha type person. If you are a very alpha type personality, this person might be drawn to you, but they also might be a little bit intimidated by you, and they might be a little bit scared about like losing their freedom or losing control over their finances. So that might be something that you might be able to talk about or, figure out together. Your next card here is the Strength card. So there could definitely be a Leo in the mix here, or somebody who has a Leo placement. If you have a Leo placement in your life, you might be meeting this person through this connection, through that area of your life, I should say. But Leo aside, the Strength card is a major arcana card. And when the major arcana cards come up in a love reading for me, in my readings, this is a significant soulmate. This is someone that you've had a lot of past lives with. This is someone that you've made a contract and agreement to meet in this lifetime for a specific reason. And the Strength card is about commitment. The Strength card is about gentleness. The Strength card is about vulnerability. And so a lot of you are manifesting a connection with a person who is very loyal, who is very committed, as I was saying, right? But this is also about embracing vulnerability. You may be embracing your vulnerability, your gentleness, your compassion, as I was saying earlier in the reading. That's all lining up with the Strength card. But I feel that this person who's coming in is also someone who's very strong, who's been through a lot, but who's also learning the power of gentleness and embracing their vulnerability, right? That Five of Pentacles is the fear, and the fear is coming from the vulnerability, the unknown of what could possibly happen, or the unknown. And that's the thing about the Strength card, is going out into the unknown, going out into uncharted territory, and finding that not only do we succeed, but we absolutely thrive. And we find allies or protectors along the way that perhaps we didn't anticipate or we didn't expect to. right? This is protection. This is love. This is loyalty. This is commitment. This is getting through the hard times and being together. I feel some of you have had past relationships with people where problems and conflicts have become absolute totals, like screaming matches, like just screaming matches. And I feel like this is someone who speaks very calmly, even when they're hurt or they're angry or they're upset or there's like a, not so pleasant a situation. This is someone who comes in with, like standing their ground, but also a sense of gentleness and compassion for you and understanding for where you're coming from. Like, okay, look, I understand that you're coming from this place, but this particular thing makes me feel this kind of way, and I'm kind of uncomfortable with that. And so I feel like this is a soulmate that's helping you master your communication, master your boundaries, the things that you want to stick to, and the ways in which you maybe want to be compassionate or understanding to somebody else. But there's a sense of loyalty and commitment with the Strength card. If you're frustrated because you feel like you have not been able to manifest loyal people in your life, Strength card says that first you have to have that relationship with yourself. You have to commit to what you want. You have to be loyal to yourself and what you want, and you have to stick to your guns, okay, to get it and to make it happen. Now, in that path, you're going to find people who will step up and who will have your back, who will be there for you, who will support you, right? Who will make your dreams and your ideas and your goals a priority, because that's the relationship that you've made with yourself. And as always, the Strength card reminds us that we're always going to catch more flies with honey than we are with vinegar. A little bit of sweetness is going to go a long way. A little bit of sweetness is going to go a long way in bringing about, closeness and understanding and love and passion in the relationship. And maybe in the past, people took advantage of that sweetness. We talked about the King of Cups, but this is, again, respect. Somebody who's coming in with respect, somebody who's coming in with understanding, somebody who's coming in with a mature energy, right? So that kindness, that generosity is not being taken advantage of, but rather rewarded, right? And one more thing here. When I look at the Strength card, typically the Strength card is a woman and there's this lion with her. And this lion is like very protective of her. And so with this energy, I always kind of think to myself here that, she won this lion over, not by going in and yelling at it and beating it and pushing it around, but rather by connecting with it on a living creature level. So what do I mean by that? Maybe she stayed out of its way. She respected its boundaries when it was angry or when it was frustrated. She kept her distance. Maybe little by little she let out food or water, and maybe she took care of it when it was sick or injured. And she won it over little by little in that way by just understanding those physical needs. And so some of you who might be at an impasse in a relationship, or you're trying to figure out how to get close to somebody, just take it back to just the simplicity of just on a human level. Like, what do humans need? What do humans want? And by taking care of those basic needs, being able to bond through that. Giving each other space, giving each other time, taking care of each other. Love language of the person that you're dealing with, like those acts of service or those acts of care. So sometimes the Strength card comes in with that message as well. I thank you for watching. You may want to check out your moon sign, rising sign, your Venus sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you want to go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Be well, my dears.